Shambho, Mahadev, Mahadev. So in the 29th and 30th sloka of chapter 9, Bhagavan is explaining about the Strainam, Stri Sanginam, Sangam, Tyaptva, Durita, Atmavan, Cheme, Vivikta, Asina, Shrindaye, Ma, Matan, Drita. 30th sloka says, Nat Tathatsya Bhove Chesho, Bandha Shranya Prarangataha, Yoshit Sangha Atyata Pumso, Yada Satsangi Sankataha. We told about the division of this three and the representation of the three. The three is that Akasha, Mata, Bharya, and the Putri, or any other. Anyone who is below your age is that Putri. For a yogi, everyone is a Putri. The yogi may be small, but then very old lady, suppose he goes there, yogi says Putri. For him, it's Putri only. Because he is a yogi, he is a Siddha. For Siddhas, there are Putri only. These three divisions, as I told you, that Akasham, and Bhumi, and the Patala. Any Siddhas, this means, what is this here? Sato, Rajo, and the Tamo Gunas. Strainyada is representing these gunas. So what happens is that when a Siddha, when a yogi, he says that the yogi, no association, na tathasya, bhavet krisho, bandhashranya prasangataha. No association with the strainyata should be there for a yogi. Even if it's the Stri who is a yogi, for Stri also the same thing. Strainyata should not be there. Because Strainyata or the Mata, Patni or the Putri, whoever it is, or the Akasha, Bhumi and Patala, all the three are creating. These are Prakriti's Niyama. Here the Prakriti's Niyama is that creation of Bandhana and misery. Pumso Paratat Sangido Sangataha. Yeah. Misery and bondage. The misery and bondage is created by the Strainyata Stri. That's why Stri they call it. That means the representation of the Loka, that which is there, with all the materialistic activities, which has got all the three gunas, where the Sato, Rajo and Tamo guna is there, or where the Sorga, Bhumi and Patala is there, when it is associated with these things, yogi should not be associated with any of these things, neither the Mata, nor the Patni, nor the Putri. That means, nor the Sorga, nor the Prithvi, nor the Patala, nor the Akasha, Bhumi and Patala, nor the Gunas, Sato, Rajo and the Tamo Guna. He should not be associated with Sato. He is a Sato Guni, so let me bless him. No, he should not do it. It is not a discrimination. So, a Siddha who has got the self-control, or the man who is in the process of the self-control, should not be in association with any of these things of the any side of the Prakriti. It is not meant for the Siddhas. Because for Siddhas, Strainyata will create bondage and misery. So that should not be there. So bondage and association with that will create bondage and misery. For a Siddha, this will create unwanted misery and bondage. That's why Vishwamitra, when the meditation has been done, He being the Raja, some Amsha of the Raja, earlier he was a king, some Amsha was the king, was there in him. He could not remove it completely. So what happened was, during the process of tapasya, even for a fraction of a second, his concentration was lost and attached to the kingdom of his, that means the Rajoguna. When he got attracted, is called what is called that Indra sent the Kanyaka, and he got attracted and all that. The representation is that a Siddha is not supposed to be enjoying the association of any of these worlds. He should be away from that. Then only this is possible, is that which is representing there. It is not the physical part of it. Uddhava Uvacha. So after this, in the 31st sloka, Uddhava Uvacha. So after hearing all these things, Uddhava again questions Bhagavan. Yatha Tvam Aravindacham Yadraham Va Yadatmakam Dhyayen Mumukshare Tatme Dhyanam Me Vaktumarhasi. Hey Bhagavan, O Yatha Tvam Aravindacha. Aravindacha means lotus-eyed. Aravindacha. Lotus-eyed. Yadacham. Hey Bhagavan, who has got, it's all Sambodhana, addressing Bhagavan with lotus eyes and all that. So Bhagavan, hey Bhagavan, Yadacham, Are Yadatmagam, please tell me, how, in what respect, Yadatmakam, personal or impersonal, Yadatmakam, Anyatmakam, Yadatmakam, personal and impersonal, in what respect, in what aspect, personal and impersonal, whether it is personal or an impersonal, a seeker, dhyayen mumuksher antanme. That means a seeker after getting the liberation. A seeker after liberation. You must notice this. He says that, hey Bhagavan, please tell me, a seeker after getting the liberation, how should he meditate on thee? See. Now do you remember that I always keep telling that many people want to do meditation. They don't know what is the meaning of meditation. Just closing the eyes and sitting down, visualizing something is not meditation. This is what is classified. What is it that? He says, he is asking, and his question itself, because he has understood it. A seeker, who is a seeker? Who is a seeker? After liberation. After liberation means after the moksha, mumukshato. That's why he said, dhyayen mumukshare tanme. After the liberation. After liberation means after the realization of, after detaching from the bandhana, from all these things. That means after getting the realization or after getting that jnana, which I used to tell that unless you attain certain amount of jnana, not that the complete jnana, certain amount of jnana, like for the purpose of renunciation and the samarpana bhava, for the purpose of renunciation and samarpana, certain amount of jnanam and the self-reliability has to be attained. That means stability has to be attained. Without that self-reliability and stability, if it is not there, that mumukshutva will not be there. Mumukshutva cannot be there. That ahankara from us has to be released. In order to have the ahankara to be released, that in the Ashtanga Yoga we have already cleared about the Yama Niyama Asana Pranayama. The Pratyahara has to be there. When the pratyahara comes to you, when pratyahara is applicable to the sharira, and automatically when the desires are renounced and the attachment bandhana is released, what do you mean by realization or mumukshatva, liberation? Now again, one more classification for liberation. Liberation is that when a human is born, he has got all the bandhana. Mata is there, Pita is there, Bandhu is there, and Sakha is there, Putra is there, Putri is there, Sahodara is there, Sahodari is there, everyone is there, all are there. Then what is mumukshutva? How he gets the mumukshutva? The mumukshutva here, what he means, the liberation from this means, the mumukshutva or the karma mukti, what is it? It is karma mukti, or getting relief from the bondage and misery. Aparigrahata, that which is of the self-control. How will you get the self-control? How you get with all these things around you? This all will be there even after the mumukshutva has been taken place. Even a man, after he getting his sannyasa, does he not have his mother? Yes. Does he not have his brother? Yes. Sister? Everybody is there. Putra, Putri? Everybody is there. That's why I always tell, they are the Maharshis and Tapasvis are the right people who are supposed to live in the Grihasthashram. I used to tell this. Why? Because they are always in the status of mumukshutva. They are always in the status of the liberation. Liberation in the sense, it is not that these people are not existing or I am going away from them. Then what? The realization of the truth of the bandhutva has been identified. That these are all what? All are temporary. They are all meant for executing their own karmas. My brother has been born to execute his karma, not to have a qualification for me to call him as the brother. He happens to be the brother, that's all. What is it? He happens to be the brother. She happens to be the sister. She happens to be the mother. She happens to be the father. Yes, that gratitude is always there. That is why Adi Shankara said, I will do the last rites of my mother, because she wanted that it has to be done. Not with an attached, not as a normal human being does the last rites of a mother of Shankaracharya. Acharya did it with the sense of complete liberation. Who did he cremate it? For whom did he do the last rites? For a great soul, for a great Atma, for a great Jivatma who gave the birth to him, who supported him when he was small, who gave him the birth, and who was a Jivatma who did only the Punya karmas by giving me the birth of that. To that Jivatma, who else other than me can do the last rites? For Adi Shankara's mother, Acharya's mother, who else is eligible to do the last rites? You understood what is the conflict in this one? It's all happens like that. It is not that we should think on that. It is not on that emotion, because he is the only one who is eligible, because who is a liberated soul only should be doing the last rites of him, not with an attachment, not with a bondage, not with the sorrow, not with the desire, not with the expectations. You understand that? He is a siddha. He is a liberated soul. You understand? This is called what? a seeker. Who is a seeker? Who is a true seeker? A true seeker has to attain the status of liberation. Mumukshatvam has to be attained. He is not discussing about that because he has already attained after listening all of this. He says, fine, they are all bondage. Ishvara is only one. The Ishvara is only the truth. What is that? The Parabrahman is the only truth. Aham Brahmasmi or Sarvam Brahmamayam or Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. Everything is Brahman and that whatever is functioning, it is the Brahman in the form of that. It is not that Brahman has been transmitted into it, or Brahma has been transformed into it, or Brahma has been enclosed in it, or Brahma who is sitting inside is functioning. No, nothing like that. What do you mean by that? Means that even your nail, your skin, your hair, everything is Brahman. It is not that, in something the Brahman is sitting inside now. Everything is a transformation of the Brahman. It is appearing to be like that. How? Like the clouds in the sky look like an elephant or a chariot or a tiger or a lion or a human being or this. It's not. When you look at the clouds, what do you find? They are all clouds only. It appears to be that because it's in a certain form and shape. For you, it appears to be like that. For another person, it appears to be something else. You see, same way, everything is Brahman. It is only the ignorance of the Jivatma or ignorance of the Atmas or Jivatmas who are looking at it. They are looking at particular shape and form. Why? Because they have the inherent qualities of these gunas. And through these gunas, you had been experiencing certain amount of experiences for a number of janmas. And that which you had been experiencing only can be seen by you, is why you are seeing the shapes and forms like that. A Jivatma had been experiencing only that, so he can only see through those shapes and forms. That is why a liberation from that forceful activity of experimental experiences. See, when you are experienced with certain things, you will see only that. See. For us, we have been told that the Preta Atma in the night will look like this, and it will be white, and the shape like this. It will be floating. It will be like this. It will be like this. Your mind will know. If you see something like that only, you will say it is a Pretatma, is it not? Because your mind has been tuned to that study of whether it is right or wrong is immaterial. Whatever has been experienced by the mind is only being experienced now also. That's why I said we are all only just doing things repetitively, that's all. It's a complete repetition. Like every day what we are doing. Morning you get up, you eat breakfast, you do this, you do that, you have lunch, you have dinner, you sleep. Again you get up, you do the same thing. It's not how many years we have been doing. Tell me honestly. Is there any change? And your behaviors, that is physical part of it. Okay, forget. Okay, I agree. Next, your thoughts, your functions, has it been changed? Thoughts are same. It has never been changed. Why? You are entangled with that experimental experience of the mind. It's not your fault. You cannot think beyond that. We say no. You cannot think beyond that because you don't have any experience of it. Unless your mind has an experience, you will not be in a position to think about it. So what happens? Your mind has to be experienced differently. For that, you will have to go beyond the limitations of your mind. That is what we are doing by learning the Shastras and Upanishads and Vedas, where you have to have a dependency, where I told you about the belief that you had been always depending upon the experienced world. When I take you to an inexperienced world, you have to believe me, that's all. When you believe me, you will be seeing that. See, when you go for an expedition, or when you go for a, what is that? For those forests, in those forests to see the wild animals and all that. Safari. Okay. You have to depend upon that. Somebody goes on elephant back in Assam and all that. They'll make you go on elephant back, so that you can see the others with the light and all that. Or some others, they take a jeep, and they drive through. Lot of means are there. No, in your lifetime you have not got on to the elephant. Most of the people going there. You have to believe. Oh, the mouth. No, elephant will not do anything. First you will be little scary, Whether suppose this fellow turns like this little bit. So he scratches his back. Then I am down there. Maharaj says, no, he will not do that. You just be careful. You have to believe him. And he takes you in certain direction. Whether tiger will come and jump on you or not, you're not sure. You're going into the wild animals area where it is under nobody's control. The man who is taking guide also says, hey tiger, please keep away. We are only visiting. We are not going to kill you. He cannot know. Tiger will not listen to you. We know all these things, but still what happens? He, being an experienced man who had been doing this wrong, he said he is a guide, so you have to believe him. Then he says, far away in some bush, some leaves are moving. He says that, see in between that there is an elephant standing there. Now there is no elephant or elephant, I do not know. Only the bush is moving like that. So everybody looks into that bush. Where is the elephant inside the bush? Belief, what I am trying jokingly said. When you go into an inexperienced field, you have to believe those experienced there. There's no other way. If you try to work out on that. Then when you do that, what happens? You have new experiences. When you do that, what happens? When you have new experiences, the moment you get the new experiences, your mind will start thinking through the new experiences. Alright? Like that. When a jnani, when a guru, when a tapasvi, when a maharshi takes you towards that unknown field, tells you that this. And if you got that full faith on him, you start, your thoughts start thinking on those lines. Right? Very simple to understand. You start thinking like that. When you start thinking like that, your mind gets automatically transformed into that Paramatman, because that is what he is teaching you, how to think. All these thoughts, that is the status. That is the status what he is calling as a seeker after liberation. After the mumukshatva. Of what? Mumukshatva of the karma mukti, bandhana mukti, yes, and dukkha mukti, sorrows and the bondage. Bondage brings sorrows. They are interlinked. They are not different. So the desires and the bondage, when it is out, how is it out? As I told you, it is there. You have realized that this is only bondage. The brother is always there. Brother, I will not say that he is not my brother. He is my brother. Saha udara. What is the meaning of sahodara? What is brotherhood? There is no ownership. What's the true word for brother in Sanskrit? Sahodara. What is sahodara? They lived together in the Udara for some time, 9 months. Sahodara, that's all. Saha Udara, Saha Party, Saha Yatri. Saha Party, Saha Yatri, Saha Jivan, like that. In class 1 we were together. Class 1 he failed, I went up to class 2. Finished, that's all. The relationship. What is the relationship? Has he got any ownership on him? Tell me honestly. Mother can say, okay, I have got an ownership. Technically or logically. Brother or a sister, can he have any logical ownership on the brother or a sister? What is the relationship? 9 months which I did not know at all. I am not aware of the physical world. In the spiritual world, my Atma, your Jivatma, my Atma, Jivatma. We were in Saha Udara, that too, not together. One came 3 years before, another came after 3 years. But what is the claim? I am from the same family of Rajas. Raja, where is Raja? Raja died. See, I am from it is something like that only, is it not? I am the Saha Udara, that's all. Twins can, okay, have more claim. Okay, we were together, at least we were chatting for 9 months. They can say that. How about the individual ones? No, they are also Sahodaras, we call it brother, we say sister, we say. What is Sahodara and Sahodari? The one who shared the Udara. That's all. Saha Udara. That's all. This is the relationship. Now you understand? What is your claim? You understood really? Yes. When you really understand this, what happens? You really, okay, we are living in the same house, we recognize each other, but both of us are born for different karmas and both of us are individuals, separate jivatmas in order to execute our own karmas. Yes. The bandhana is only up to that. When the realization of this bandhana comes, what happens? We have the honor of that. It's not that we don't have. We have the honor, we have the appreciation, we have the respect, we have the regard, everything is there. But my karma is not attached anything with you. Whatever is attached with you is we are living together, we are finishing it together, it's a karma together only, but otherwise I have no other bandhana with you. There is no tying up with you. Let it be anyone for that matter in this world, including everyone, any relationship. Bandhana is what? Bandhana is only temporary, that is only for this jiva, for this janma, for the purpose, because it has so happened that we had similar karmas or karmas dependent on each other, so we had to be born together for some time, so we born. Doesn't mean that we have to create a bondage. What's called bondage? Bandhana. That means I don't myself tie up, with a shackle because so and so is my bandhana. Who is creating bandhana? As I told you, we ourselves are creating bandhana. In the mind, if we say there is a bandhana, then bandhana is there. If the mind there is say no bandhana, no bandhana. We are deciding, is it not? We are deciding so many things. We are deciding so many things against parents. We are deciding so many things against so and so, so many things, so many rituals, so many matters, so many decisions, so many matters in our life we take. Okay, it's okay, fine. I don't want. I am creating the bandhana. I am releasing the bandhana. That's all you see. So when it is not convenient to you, you are taking it out. Then what's the meaning of bandhana? If it is real bandhana, you should not be in a position to take it out. In your mind, you should not be able to take it out, remove. It should be there. And everything has to function based on that. That is not there. So, This what is that? Each individual, each are Jivatmas. This is very difficult for persons who are not in the spiritual path, who has not understood these chapters of Bhagavan. It is very difficult for a person. That's why Samarpana Bhava, if it is not there, Kadaksha is not there, Guru Prasada is not there, this understanding is difficult to reach. Once you do not reach this detail, you are not in a position to travel through the spiritual path. It is not possible. We will be going up to certain level, no doubt about it. We will know about things, we will understand about things, but we will not develop the spirituality in us. The spirituality in us is that, what is that? Samatva Bhavana. In Nissangatva. One side we say Samatva Bhavana, another side we say Nissangatva. Is it not? Nissangatva. Samatva Bhavana can come only, probably you do not know this, the similarity or the complementary idea between the Nissangatvam, non-association is Nissangatvam. One side we say non-association, which is called Nissangatvam. Other side I say what? Samatva Bhavana. Samatva Bhavana. What is that? Oh, everything is same. Another side we say Nissangatvam. Other side we say. Is it contradictory? It's not at all contradictory. It is absolutely complementary. Can you explain? If it is not contradictory, if it is complementary, can you explain how it is complementary?
Samatva means when there is Nisangatva, then there is no bondage. So brother or sister or anything, they are just souls.
Okay. And what else? Anybody else? The idea is same only, but it should be in a different way. When I have Sangatvam, what is that? Attachment. When I have attachment, that is something special for me, is it not? How there can be Samatva Bhavana? Already there is an Asamatva Bhavana, is it not? When I say, I have bandhana with this, that means this is special to me, that means Asamatva Bhavana, it's not Samatva Bhavana. This is mine, all other things are not mine. Yeah, you understood what I am saying? Sangatvam, that way, Nissangatvam is complementary to Samatva Bhavana. That's why Shankaracharya said, Satsangatve, Nissangatve, Nissangatve. So Nissangatvam. Sangatvam is that bondage, Nissangatvam is that liberation. And when Nissangatve is it? Satsangatve, Nissangatve, Nirmalatattvam, he said. What is Nissangatvam? Nissangatve, Nirmalatattvam. That's Adi Shankara's, that poetry is there. Nirmalatattvam, Nissangatvam. When Nissangatva comes, Nirmalatattva comes. It's not that what is there existing has evaporated or gone away from in front of me. No, it is there. It is there. I would like to make you understand. Do you like to understand more?
Yes.
If there is my brother, he is special to me, no? If he makes a mistake, no, my brother, I must save him. If he is in trouble, I must help him. Always, what happens? Whatever he does, Whatever mistake also he does, he is attached because I have got created a bondage with him. He is my brother. What sort of brother? Saha, Uttara. I have created a bondage. Just imagine. We all have done it. We have created bondage. So we say it is our principle, our obligation, our duty, our responsibility, whatever word you can use, that one has to do this. Why are you doing all this? You are doing all these things because even if you go out of way and do things for the ones who have got bandhana, is it not out of way? You create so many things unwanted. When it is bandhana is there, you forget all the mistakes, you help and you do, all sorts of things. What happens? He is so special to you. He is, because he has got sangatva with you. Now, because of that bandhana, you have become blind and you do not know the karma, what you are supposed to do and what you are not supposed to with him. So what happens? Invariably, you create bad karmas or wrong karmas or creating karma balas out of it. And not only that, with this sangatvam of that so and so, I am not talking about brother, any sangatvam. Let it be, I am not classifying only one relationship. Any sangatvam, what happens? I take over the responsibility of it. I feel that I am responsible for doing that. So what happens? You are diverting your karma towards what you are actually interfering with others' karma. You are actually interfering with the others' karma, but you interfere saying that because the bandhana is there, blindly, because I am totally blind, because I do not know what is the intensity of that relationship or intensity of that bandhanam with that person, and I go out of the way also and do things for him or her or for anyone, for that anyone, even for a tree or a pet or whatever it is, any bandhana for that matter. You look at that, even for pets, people have bandhana. See. That bandhana, they go beyond. They do not know, they become blind automatically. They become blind and they do not know what they are doing. This is exactly what Mahabharata explains about the Dhritarashtra Putra Moha, they said. That's all. This Moha, you see. Moha is an illusion actually, you see. Bandhana is an illusion actually. Bandhana is nothing but an illusion. Where is the bandhana? Tell me logically, where is the bandhana? Arey, your blood groups are different. Forget about that. One is AB positive, one is O negative. Right. Even that is different. What are you claiming? Scientifically also, you cannot prove somebody is your brother. Can you prove scientifically? Scientifically also one cannot prove this. Okay, with the children you can at least say that some DNA test is there. But what happened? Each and everything is an illusion. It's a bandhana. Now because of bandhana, because of the sangatvam, what happens? You have inordinate relationship with that person. Either you support that person even when it is not necessary. Yes, when it is not necessary. Or there are fights happening between brother and so and so or so and so, so and so, or whatever it is, fights. Even with a pet, fight happened because the dog has become old. So what happens? Takes him on the mountain hillside and then shoot him. Horse has become old, no more good for race. They will go and shoot him. That's all. No laying horse should not be kept. They shoot him. Where is the bandhana? But between human beings we are not doing that. Oh, he has met with an accident, come and take him and shoot him. No, don't do that. They don't do that. No. You take care of this. Sangatvam, what happens? You create unwanted bandhana towards that. And fight also, same thing happens. When there is a fight between them, there are people who are lifelong, they did not speak each other. Now, where is this Saha Udara has gone? Which you claimed, Saho Udaratvam. Where is it gone? When the fight and when they separated and they did not see each other for years together. They did not speak each other for years together. They did not have any connection with them, no relationship with them. Forget about it. Not even feeling. They have not come into their thoughts also. How many times they come to your thoughts who are away? It's only once in a while, no? Not always. What happens? That speciality or the bandhana that has been created is only an illusion that is created only for your ego satisfaction. You feel pleasure in that. Okay. A normal human being, he needs it. In a material world, he needs it in order to execute certain karmas in him. He has to have it. But a person who wants to realize liberation, who wants to understand what is called bandhana, bandhana is an obstacle to spiritual practices. Because that is ignorance. Bandhana means what? Bandhana is nothing but an ignorance. According to Vedanta, it's ignorance. Smoothada undi. Oh. That's why we have disappointment, you know. You have lots of expectations, lot of love, lot of expectation, lot of things from the other person or other object, whoever he is. But he suddenly turns, changes, doesn't have it. Not that intensity what you have. So what happens in you? It's a great amount of depression, disappointment. All these years, I have done all this, and suddenly what happened? This is what has happened, is it not? Who? Why you are blaming him? You created this bandhana, is it not? When he did not recognize your bandhana, you feel bad. It is your bandhana. The intensity of bandhana, the number of strings you have added to it every year is according to your own choice. The one who has done the bandhana, he has to untie it to release himself, not to release the other. The other is already released. It is not that. No, psychically what happened? You have tied you with him or with her, whatever it is. Psychically, you have tied yourself. You have not tied him. If you have tied him, then that's a different thing. You tied yourself to him psychically without his knowledge and permission. Sangato. Alright? Now you tell me, is it true? It's an illusion. It's only your imagination, your ego satisfaction. It's because of ego satisfaction. It's your ego satisfaction. Yes, it gives pleasure. What is it giving? It gives pleasure. That is why Bhagavan said that pleasures, sensual pleasures, you should be away from. Then only you get liberation from the karma mukti. These are all unwanted. These are all ignorance that is there existing in you, because of which you have no other time to progress yourself in spirituality other than taking care of your bondage every day morning. हम लोग बोलते हैं ना, वो जो पेड़ में जाके रस्सी बांधने का है मंदिरों में. Have you seen it? Many places where they go around and they tie. You'll tag and all that, and then some people every year, if it is too far, once in a year, If it is closed once in a month, they go and check whether my thread is strong enough or not. If it is not strong enough, tie it again. What? Bandhana. You want it. So what is the principle behind it? You want a bandhana out of it. What's that? Again, this personification of the bandhana, which is what is that? Representation of bandhana. Somebody who wants a child, he will go and tie that. Who wants to get married, he will go and tie that string. Who wants to, things like that. You know that many places now that time. Mannat, whatever it is. Mannat is what? In the mind that you have thought that you want a bandhana, so tying a string is bandhana. Right? This is how this has been invented by old people. So what happened? You wanted to create a bandhana, some sort of bandhana, which are that kind of relationship is why this bandhana has been done. So this is called bandhana. Bandhana is that you psychically tying your tree is standing there since so many years. All have tied the strings on the tree. Tree belongs to no one. You have the bandhana with that. Whether knot is firm or not. अच्छा से बांधो, खोल न जाए. ताला लगाना. Some people don't put this, locks. Somewhere, no? It is a lock. So many locks have to be put. No, then throw the key into the sea. Nobody should be able to bandhana, permanent bandhana. Permanent bandhana. Nobody should be able to open it, but you only can open it. You are the one who threw the key out, you see. You did not say. You understood what I am trying to tell you. Bandhana is nothing but, it may not sound nice for normal, common people with emotions, egos, and then that ownership, possessiveness and things like that. For them, they won't like it. Naturally, I do appreciate them. They won't like it. They should not like it. Right? This I am talking is only for what? As I told you, this is an inexperienced field. So long you have been enjoying the experienced field. In the experienced field, bandhana gives pleasure. In the inexperienced field, nisangatam or nibandhana gives you the pleasure and the happiness. That means identification, nothing that you are not opening the tala, not you are cutting the string from the tree, no. Realizing that these are all absolutely temporary and they are all meant for their own karmas. To that extent, it's okay. I have no enmity with my brother or a sister. They will remain as they are. Do your duties, but not with the understanding of that bandhanam. When you do that, what happens? When you do that, what happens? How it is complementary, this sangatvam? When this person, Sahodara, whom I called, is a separate entity who has born in order to execute his karmas, and I have, whenever is possible, I will support him to execute his karmas, will be the status of another third person who is not a Sahodara also will be the same, is it not? Is it the same status? That I do not have bandhana, but I will help him when an execution of karma, a joint karma is necessary. I will support him, I will do that. 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 What happened? Samatva bhavana. The whole universe is mine. In one case, the whole universe is mine. Another case, only one man is with me against the whole universe. He is special to me. Whole universe is not special to me. Second, asamatva. has become Nisangatam. No, Sangatam has come. To have Nisangatam, status of all that should be same, is called the Samatva Bhavana. So when it is Samatva Bhavana or when it is liberation, what happened? Liberation from the bondage. Is what liberation from the bondage? That means liberation from bondage is that the whole universe is mine. Otherwise what happened? You were confined only in the Sukshma Bhava. You are unable to come on in. When you talk technically according to Upanishadic language, you are confined in the Sukshma Bhava now. But when you realize that this Sangatam or bondage is no more there, bondage is not right, bondage is no more there, it's an illusion, it is my modada, it is my ignorance. When you realize that, when you work spiritually, then what happens? Then from the Sukshma Bhava, you reach the Sthula Bhava, absolute Virata Bhava. That's called Vishwa Rupam. This is called Samatva Bhavana. You understood? That is why Nisangatam is complementary to the Samatva Bhavana, I said. Is it complementary or not? Very easy. I have not taken out anything. I have changed the status of my thinking, that's all. He is the same as that. He is no more special to me. He is not no more special to me. That is not so no more special to me. This is not no. But I did not say that universe is not there. I am alone. Yes, that's why I said even in the time when I took the we were discussing about Chandogya Upanishad. We described about the renunciation. What is renunciation? Not renunciation is not leaving everything. Everything is mine. Becomes like that. I am everything, in fact. See, not that the I doesn't remain. Everything remains. The Sthula Bhava remains. This is called renunciation. Renunciation of the I-ness. That's all. When I got moha, when I got ahankara, when I got irsha, when I got dukkha, when I got kashta, when I got krodha, or lalsa, all these things are why? Because the I is there. Ahankara is there. If I is not there, desire is not there. Bandhana is not there. Nothing is there. The I is the cause. Who is that? Ahankara is the cause. Identity of me is the cause. I am this Sharira and Mana. I am the son of so and so. I belong to this family. I have got this bank account. I have got this much of wealth. I have got this position. Is the problem. Correct? Aham Brahmasmi. No problem. I am that everything. Aham Brahmasmi. The identity of the me is the problem of all this. I being identified as, I am identifying me as the me, what I have illusion through my ignorance. I am like this, I am this, I am so and so, I am this. This is mine, this is my capacity, this is my ownership, this much is my own. This is my own, that is para apara. This is mine, that is others. This creates the confusion in the liberation. When people say about liberation, mukti, mumukshatvam and mukti, people always think that, oh, to leave this life and go away. As I told you, being in the grihastha, you should be a brahmachari. That's called mumukshatvam. Don't get yourself attached by the duty that you are supposed to do. Am I clear? I think I would like to make it more stronger on that. Don't make your duty bind you on that. It is your duty. The grihastha ashramam is a duty. Don't get bound by that. Am I right? You go to office, you go work with somewhere, or you do your business, or you do so many other things. You have a purpose behind that, you see, isn't it? I am working for someone. Basically, what is the first requirement? First requirement that I need money. Whatever principle you talk. I work with an organization only to earn money. Why? I have to look after my family. Okay. Or I have to look after myself. I want pleasure. First comes the money. Then comes interest in the job. Then your progress, and then all these things are associated. But when the money is not provided, all this will be forgotten. No. From next month I will not work with you because you are not giving me money. I may be progressive, I may be knowledgeable, I may be putting my efforts, everything is there. But you don't pay money, I am going, that's all. See, so you have a purpose. If that purpose is not served, you are out from that, is it not? In Grihastha, what is the purpose? After completing these duties, get the liberation. Mumukshutvam is the purpose. If the mumukshutvam is not given, why should I do this duty? But you have to do the duty in order to get the mumukshutvam. So you are doing the duty. You should remember that you are doing this. That's why kartavya is different, karma is different. I have explained this. I think we have explained all the subjects. Kartavya and karma. Discrimination is there. You go back, you will find in your notes kartavya and karma. Kartavya you do. You have to do kartavya. Fine. Kartavya, when you do kartavya, you should not have an attached bondage, should not be there. When you bind yourself along with kartavya, you create karma bhalas. That becomes karma. You save somebody, don't claim that you have saved. रास्ते में कोई एक्सीडेंट होके पड़ा है, उठा के हॉस्पिटल पहुंचाओ जरूर. After that, don't go there unnecessarily. Police will catch you. कहाँ से रोज they will look in through different eyes, you know. ये रोज क्यों आता है इधर में? That means this man has done something, you know, catch him. Don't go there. Just joking, okay. That means no ownership. What I am trying to tell you is that, oh, because I have saved him, I got an attachment to him. No. Your duty. The moment you do an attachment, there will be karma bhalas on that. Is what I am trying to tell you. Is it not? This is the difference between duty and karma. Do your duties. Honestly you do it. Look after your family. They need you because that is your karma. That's why you are born. Yes. You have to take care of them. You take care of your child. You take care of this. But taking care should be done with a demarcation of what? Liberation. No bondage. Without bondage. With bondage, you will not do your duty. You will do excesses. Right? If the bondage is there, you will do excesses on that, which is not the duty, which you are spoiling him, or which you are spoiling the other person. That's not the right thing. Oh, my husband likes the kheer very much. The wife, what she did, instead of 2 spoons of sugar, 5. Let it be sweet for that. My husband is a very nice man. Let him have 5 spoons of sugar. Let him eat. Let me nice. I'm just joking. I mean, comparing. I'm not taking any other example. This is what is excess, is what we are doing. We won't know in the blindness if I got no knowledge of the bondage. If I don't have the real concept of the bondage, if I don't have the real concept of the identity of me, the real concept of kartavya and karma, if I do not have this, I will do this only. Not exaggerating. It will be done like that. Or, acha, this fellow has been acting too smart these days. शादी जब हुआ तो ठीक था. Only 1 spoon sugar. One spoon sugar. That is also known as excesses. That's also excess, you know. So we will be doing excesses if I don't realize what is the duty that we are supposed to do. That's called brahmacharyatam. What is brahmacharyatam? Austerity. No excess. What's brahmacharyatam? See how beautiful they have worded all those things. You see. Austerity. No excesses. In austerity, everything is measured. No, everything measured. That's called duty. And everything can be measured only when you have the realization or recognition and identity of the true duty, the true bondage, the true meaning of liberation. And you should always remember, you are doing the duty in order to get liberated, not to get bound. This is where the normal human being get stuck. You are doing the duty in order to get liberated, not to get bound. But ये नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है. अभी इधर क्या है? Before doing the duty, रस्सी लेके पहुंच गया बांधने के लिए. पहले बांध दो बंधन, फिर 6 spoons sugar. Right? I mean, jokingly said, but the principle you understood very well is this is duty and karma, and we are creating karma fellows. Please realize we have to have the liberation from the bondage, karma mukti. This is called karma mukti. From karma we have to get the mukti. Unless we get karma mukti, unless we get liberation, a seeker cannot go into dhyanam. That's why he said, after the liberation, how to do the dhyana. Because a man who is entangled with all this, what dhyanam he will do? He will do dhyanam only on bandhana, bondage. When he starts doing meditation, all bandhana will come. In different forms and shapes it will come. That's all. Dhyanam cannot be done. Dhihi yanate iti dhyanaha. The buddhi, the bodham, the consciousness, the bodha has to be diverted into that shunyata. Which is shunyata? Shunyata is that the higher consciousness, or we told about the lower consciousness and higher consciousness. Yes, we have to turn into higher consciousness, which we said is an inexperienced field. But what we have to do in that inexperienced field, whatever Guru or the Shastras or the Vedas have explained to us, as the experience, you believe them, you have the faith on them, that becomes your experience. That's why when you do the samarpana, when you do the, I'm explaining it into the hair split points. When you do samarpana, when you do the upasana, when you do the nididhyasana, the thought of the Guru becomes your thought. This is what we said, you remember. When that becomes that, then only you will be in a position to do it. That's what when Acharya, Dronacharya asked Arjuna, when that bird was hanging from the tree, everybody said they are seeing the tree, they are with the bird. Somebody said bird, somebody said this other thing. Arjuna said, I am seeing the eye of the birds. How did he say that? It's not his intelligence. His synchronization with the Acharya's thought. What Acharya wants me to know, that I have come to know. You see, this how can I do it? That means synchronization of his thought. Acharya wants the disciple should see only what he is aiming at. This is what he is teaching. This thought could be synchronized by Arjuna to Acharya, whereas the others are also listening to the same instruction, but they could not synchronize their thoughts with Acharya's because the frequency was different. So Acharya's blessings were always there. So what happens? In order to have, when you have the samarpana, why? Because Arjuna's samarpana was absolutely immense. When you consider the samarpana of other students, And his bhakti towards the Guru was immense. His faith on the Guru was immense. His acharana on the Guru was immense. Automatically, when the Guru thinks, he gets synchronized with him. Because his thoughts and Guru's thoughts are not different. Like Adi Shankara's disciple, Todagashtakam, same. Todagacharya. The same thing, same, almost more or less same thing. Because these thoughts should get synchronized. How can the thought get synchronized? The Arjuna should vanish, only Dronacharya should exist. So whatever Dronacharya's thought was the bird's eye should be shot, immediately Arjuna, being the absolute representation of Dronacharya, got the idea of I only. You understood what I'm saying? So the I-ness of Arjuna is vanished. This is how the synchronization took place. How could he do it? By his samarpana bhava, by the upasana and the nityasana. This is how this is. Am I clear? Technically, I am explaining you how this we are deriving at. It's not a illusion, or it's not something people want to try to make you understand in Vedic science. That is Vedanta. It's not a small thing. And it is possible. Constant practice of samarpana bhava. That's why acharanam of the Guru. That's why Gurukula Vasa. Of course, those days it was much easier. Today it is difficult. Today a lot of obstacles are there. Our education, our society, our understanding, our intentions, our lifestyle, our requirements, our individual requirements, personal requirements. This improvement of science is also another part of it, because lots of materials are influencing us. And all these things, it's difficult to promote, wade through all these obstacles and come to that. But it is possible. It's not that. Once a decision is taken, wading through is not very, very difficult. Once you reach there, please try to reach there, because as I told you, the duties, they are all duties only. The duties are only meant for liberation. This basic principle you register yourself. The duties are not meant for bandhana. Once you create bandhana from the duties, then you have got karma and karma bala, then rebirth and cycle of rebirth take place. Any amount of rebirth, unless you have this realization, you will not be able to come out of it. It's not possible. You will keep on creating bandhana. Don't get involved. That's why you call it. Be present. Be a witness. Be present. Don't get involved. तुम मत रो, तुम्हारे लिए हम रो लेंगे. I'm not joking. मेरी निंदिया तोहे लग जाए. ये कभी हुआ है? मेरी निंदिया तोहे लग जाए. तो गाने में ठीक है, अच्छा लगता है. पोएट के लिए इमेजिनरी is okay. Physically it is impossible. It's not a sleeping tablet, which can be transmitted through me. No. मैं जागूं तू सो जा, वो भी है. What happened? It's a misunderstanding. That's right. That's there. It's right in that it's part. It's kavita. It's okay. It's imagination. Very right to that tune, to that part. When we talk Vedanta, I took as an example. That's all I took as Vedanta. Kartavya. No bandhana in that. If you want to sleep, you have to sleep. That's all. We can support you to sleep. That's all. Don't get involved. That's what he said. Now be there. Be present. Be helpful. Do everything. No problem. That's what I always say. Do till the last moment. Put all your efforts. Put all your sincerity. Put your all honesty. But you cannot. Don't think that you are becoming that or you are doing that great only to save. No. Whether he should be saved or not, when somebody is ill or not, we should do very honestly. We should be very honest. And it is true. And we must do it honestly. We must do it. Put all our efforts. We must put all the efforts, no doubt about it. But can we save? With all the efforts, something happened. क्या करेंगे? हम तो अपना पूरा कोशिश किया. Even doctor says that. I tried my best. Now what can I do? He said, fine. That's okay. No problem. Don't have to disappoint yourself. This is kartavya. Right? But in karma what happens? No, I will save him, you see. That is karma. That's not possible. Same way, in the Grihastha Ashrama, whatever you are doing, you think you can do it. No, it's not that. You will do it. You do it honestly and sincerely. That's all. Just you leave it. Something happens, some things doesn't happen. कुछ हो जाता है तो ठीक है. Oh, I have done it. If it is not done, I don't know why it has happened. This is what we say. Kartavya should be identified. A man who identifies kartavya and karma. Who is this man who identifies? Brahmachari. That's why it's a brahmachari who is eligible to be a true grihastha ashrami. We should be, that austerity of thinking has to be there in our thoughts. So that we will get the liberation. Why? Why? Because Bhagavan says, unless we do this, dhyanam me vaktum arhasi. How can you meditate on me? Dhyanam me. When I am bound by all these problems and all these bondages in me, when I do dhyanam, when I will have the dhyanam only, my bodha will be only attached to that, because I have already created a binding. How will you tie? Bhagavan says, Bhagavan means the higher consciousness. Me. Dhyanam me. Where the dhyanam has to be there? Dhyanam has to be there at the higher consciousness. In order to leave the lower consciousness and go there, they are only able to truly meditate. So, absolute clear concept has to be there, what is called meditation. Otherwise people will get confused. One can mistake themselves throughout the life and meditate. This is what happens. So that's why we should have jnana. That's why I remember I have been telling, I think, number of times during our Upanishad classes, unless we have jnanam, we will not be able to meditate. We should know what we are going to do, how we are going to meditate, what is called meditation. And we have to, not only knowing is an awareness. Mind doesn't accept all those things. Mind has to experience. That's why it's difficult, But who? He's not talking to everybody. What he said? Man who is a seeker of spirituality, a seeker of liberation, a seeker of the meditator has to understand the seeker after liberation and meditate on this is meant only for those people. It's not meant for the people who are enjoying the materialism and confused about spirituality. In fact, materialism is the most confused status, is not. Today something is there, tomorrow something is not there. Most confused, most uncertain life. Spirituality, absolute certain life. Absolutely no confusions. But we, choose that. Anyway, that some people have to undergo that, maybe their karmas, according to Vedanta. But this is meant for the seekers, this is meant for the liberators, this is meant for the dhyanis, this is meant for those people who would like to really identify the Brahman through the jnanam and get the karma mukti, krama mukti. Sri Bhagavan Vacha. So Bhagavan, he said, hey Bhagavan, what is that? How should we meditate? After, he's asking, after liberation, now, otherwise he knows that Bhagavan will say, first you get liberated, then you come and ask me for the meditation. So he has already clarified. After getting liberation, please tell me how to do meditation. So now Bhagavan cannot escape. He has to tell. No? So Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. Bhagavan says what should be done. From beginning he is telling about the meditation. Few shlokas is on the meditation. The first shloka is that is the 32nd and 33rd shloka. These two together. Sama asana asinaha samakayo yatha sukham hasta utsangaha adaya swanasa pargatechana pranashya chodhen margam pura kumbha rechakai vishayenapi shanaisya se niterdriya jitendriya sama asana asina. Sama asana in a plain asana. It should be leveled asana, not undulated. A plain asanam, sitting on the even seat. Yatha sukham. It should be comfortable sitting. Samakayo, that means at ease. With the body straight, samakayo. With the body straight, samakaya, samaasana. If samaasana like this, samakaya is like this. That's all. No? Samasana, samakaya. And it should be asinaha and yatha sukham. Yatha sukham means, we have learned it in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, you remember? Either it is in Padmasana, Artha Padmasana, even yogis like Lahari Mahashai, Yoganandas. You have seen his picture? I have not seen him. His photograph with Lahari Mahashai is like a little more than me. He gets it only like this. He meditates. That's all. So for him, that is Yatha Sukham. So what is that? But asana is that he has reached certain level. So in asana, when you sit in this asana, what happens? You are binding them together. You are bringing them. They don't have any liberty to do, the individuals, to do things like that. So not only that, this also creates certain physical parameters changes. We have already discussed about this, I think. The nervous system and the muscles at the lower abdomen. When you have empty stomach and when you sit like this, you don't feel hungry. See? Normally, empty stomach, you have to do the meditation. And when you sit like this, it's compressing the pelvis region. So automatically what happens? All these muscles are compressed and compact. You don't feel hungry, you don't feel thirsty, first of all. Plus, the muscular, relaxed muscle only will create problems. Once it is bound like this, it doesn't have any problem. It should be like that, tight. So is why the asana should be like this. Then the Padmasana, there is another advantage of it. In Padmasana, the Mooladhara, when it is there, the position of Mooladhara automatically, when it touches the earth energy and the circulation through the Sushumna, that also takes place, is the benefit of the Padmasana. Padmasana is not there, Ardha Padmasana is okay. This is Sukhasana. Sukhasana is also perfectly alright. So that's why he says, any of these asanas is okay. Then Hastasu, placing the Hasta placing the hands on the lap. Now he said that on the lap in the sense, but that has not been mentioned here, but it is like this. It's left, and the right hand on top of it. Or you can do the Dhyan Mudra. One of this is also okay. So Hasta Utsangaha Adhaya on the lap, and Swanama Pardechanaha with the eyes. Swanasa Pardechanaha, the eyes directing on the tip of the nose. When you are looking like this, afterwards the eyeballs will go back. But when you start, you look like this and start, so that you will feel that you are looking there only. Actually, the eyeballs It cannot stand like this. It goes back. No? But you feel you are here. Is it not? Just see once and then leave it. Your eyes have become normal, but you are still with the third eye. Alright? That's why Nasa agree. See? That's the technique of it. Just fraction of a second only you will be doing that. But it remains there. So the eyes, there should be tip of the nose focus to that. One should purify the passage of prana by means of inhalation. That's why he said about the Pura Kumbha Rechaka. So these are the three breathing. Pura Kumbha Rechaka. Pura is that inhaling, holding, exhaling. Pura Kumbha Rechaka. This you have to take long deep breaths. Pura Kumbha and hold it and release it. So we said about the 6, 2 and 4 should be the principle. 6 times taking, 2 holding, 4 releasing. 6, 2, 4 will be the Pura Kumbha Rechaka inhalation. This you do about 10 times so that the passage of the prana gets cleansed. That's called the retention and inhalation, retention, exhalation of the breath, and should also practice slowly in the inverse order with the senses under control. The sense should be under control. Passage. The nadis or the nerves. Prana is the vital principle that every source of all motions in the body, not to be confounded with the breath, which is only an external manifestation. Inhalation, this is called the pranayama, or regulating the pranas under control, not allowing them to run to sense objects. This is called pratyahara. Now when you are doing the pranayama or when you do the cleansing of this passage, your attention should be only on the breath so that your mind will not go pratyahara here and there for the other objective visions and focus on that. This is how one should sit. Like that, he is explaining about the meditation further. We will take it in the next class. Okay. So, we will take next sloka will be 34. Because I want to do the meditation, this part of it together. So one will relate to the other. So we will get it complete. Otherwise, I'll take 2 slokas now and the other 4 slokas later. You won't be able to. Mind will not register it actually. So let us do it together. Because I will get little rest also.